There's a wonderful anecdote from the time the great Don Bradman was out for a duck in New York. Having dismissed the legendary Australia batter, who finished with a test average of 99.94, without scoring, the jubilant bowler sprinted off to the boundary in celebration. That breach of cricketing etiquette, in an era of fusty formality, was sufficient to slightly irk Bradman as he walked from his crease. But when the bowler then proceeded to stuff his cap with US dollar bills collected from the crowd, Bradman was aghast. Just under a century later, as the United States prepares to co-host the T20 World Cup, such brazen profiteering from cricket might be perceived in a different light. The US has been a project of the International Cricket Council for more than 2.5 decades. Tangible progress has been slow, with a major global ICC tournament on its shores and cricket returning to the Olympic Games at Los Angeles in 2028. There is a sense cricket here has arrived at a critical juncture, and there are still some challenging hurdles to clear if the sport is to succeed. The United States men's national cricket team is the team that represents the United States in international cricket. The team was formerly organized by the United States of America Cricket Association, USACA, which became an associate member of the International Cricket Council in 1965. In June 2017, the USACA was expelled by the ICC due to governance and financing issues, with the U.S. team being temporarily overseen by ICC Americas until a new sanctioning body was established. In January 2019, associate membership was officially granted to USA Cricket. A U.S. representative team participated in the first international cricket match played against Canada in 1844. For a century and a half, the U.S. national team seldom played against other national teams. It played mostly against Canada, or against visiting teams from other countries. The United States made its international tournament debut at the 1979 ICC Trophy in England. It has since missed only 2 editions of the tournament. After winning the 2004 ICC Six Nations Challenge, the team qualified for the 2004 ICC Champions Trophy, playing its first 2 one-day international ODI matches. In April 2018, the ICC decided to grant full 2020 international status to all its members. Therefore, all 2020 matches played between the United States and other ICC members after January 1, 2019, have the T20I status. The first T20I to be played by the United States was scheduled against the United Arab Emirates in March 2019. In the World Cricket League, the U.S. finished 4th in the 2019 Division II tournament, losing a third-place playoff to Papua New Guinea, a match which was designated as an ODI, and thus became the United States' third-ever ODI match 15 years after their last. This 4th-place finish was sufficient to earn the country a place in 2019-22 ICC Cricket World Cup League 2, in which all the teams' matches would carry ODI status. The team's first domestic ODI series began on September 13, 2019, hosting Papua New Guinea and Namibia. Cricket was played throughout the 13 colonies during the period of British America in the early 18th century. Cricket further grew in the 18th century. It is understood from anecdotal evidence that George Washington was a strong supporter of cricket, participating on at least one occasion in a game of wicket with his troops at Valley Forge during the American Revolution. John Adams was recorded as saying in Congress that if leaders of cricket clubs could be called presidents, there was no reason why the leader of the new nation could not be called the same. In 1844, the United States participated in the first international cricket match. This was played against Canada at the St. George's Cricket Club ground, Bloomingdale Park, New York. This first international sporting event was attended by 20,000 people and established the longest international sporting rivalry in the modern era. Wagers of around $120,000 were placed on the outcome of the match. This is equivalent to around $1.5 million in 2007. Sides from England toured North America following the English cricket seasons of 1859, 1868, and 1872. These were organized as purely commercial ventures. Most of the matches of these early touring teams were played against odds. That is to say, the home team was permitted to have more than 11 players in order to make a more even contest. Firstly, USA Cricket, the sport's governing body in the country, is an organization beset by governance problems. There have been more resignations than a chess tournament in recent years. Unusually for a member hosting an ICC event, it has had next to no role in organizing and marketing it. The ICC set up T20 International Inc. in the country, operating under its auspices, to oversee the tournament instead. For anyone with even a passing interest in U.S. cricket, it's a familiar tale. The body that USA Cricket replaced, USA Cricket Association, was expelled by the ICC in 2017. However, a beacon of hope on the organizational front has come from Major League Cricket, MLC, which is providing the infrastructure and profile the game so desperately needs in the U.S. The T20 franchise tournament has significant backers, including Microsoft chief executive Satya Nadella. And the tournament has the finances to pull in the star names too. Washington Freedom alone has Steve Smith, Travis Head, Glenn Maxwell, Rachin Ravindra, Marco Jansen and Lockie Ferguson on their books for the 2024 season, which starts 6 days after the T20 World Cup wraps up. Awarded list of status this week, MLC plans to expand from 19 games in 2023 to 34 by 2025. On June 22, 2017, at the ICC Annual Conference in London, the ICC Full Council voted unanimously to expel the USA following a board recommendation in April, and a recent dispute resolution committee hearing before Michael Beloff, which concluded in June 2017. This included its refusal to ratify an ICC-approved Constitution 46 in January 2019. A new sanctioning body known as USA Cricket was officially admitted by the ICC as a new associate member. After beating Singapore in the final match of the 2018 ICC World Cricket League Division III, the United States were promoted to the Division II for the first time. In April 2019, after finishing in the top 4 of the 2019 Division II tournament, the United States qualified for the 2019-22 ICC Cricket World Cup League II, which offers an opportunity to advance to the 2022 Cricket World Cup qualifier. All matches in the Cricket World Cup League II are played in the one-day international format. As of 2019, all ICC members were granted 2020 international status. The United States made its T20I debut on March 15, 2019, against the United Arab Emirates at the ICC Academy Ground in Dubai. In November 2021, Ireland announced that it would play a 5-match limited overs series against the United States in December 2021. Leading into its ODI series against the West Indies in January 2022. This marked the first time that the United States had ever hosted a bilateral series with a test nation. The series began with 2 T20s. After a slow start, a high-scoring partnership of Sushant Modani and Gajanand Singh bolstered the team during the second half of its innings, contributing to a total haul of 188 runs. With Ireland falling short by 26 runs, the United States achieved its first-ever victory in an international match against a test nation. Ireland split the T20I series in the second match. Batting first, the team was bowled out at 150, but the United States fell short in their innings by 9 runs. The series was expected to continue on with ODI matches. However, on December 28, 2021, the entirety of the ODI series was cancelled after multiple postponements due to COVID-19 issues. In December 2022, following its tour of Namibia, USA Cricket announced that Jagadesh Arunkumar had been released as head coach of the men's national team. United States took part in the 2023 Cricket World Cup qualifier playoff. They qualified for the 2023 Cricket World Cup qualifier by defeating Jersey by 25 runs. Making it their first appearance in the ICC World Cup qualifier since 2005. The Bangladesh cricket team toured the United States in May 2024 to play 3 2020 international matches against them for the very first time. In a major upset, the United States won the first match of the series by 5 wickets, as well as the second match by 6 runs to secure their first ever series victory against a full member team. Dedicated cricket grounds are already constructed in Dallas, hosting the opening game between the USA and Canada this weekend, and Florida. The other stadium used for this tournament, in New York, has grabbed the headlines. A 34,000-capacity temporary structure in Eisenhower Park with drop-in pitches has been put up in a matter of months, amid much fanfare at a cost of $30 million. The site of the New York Stadium, set to host India v Pakistan, will be restored to a municipally accessible park after the tournament ends, with responsibilities turned over to Nassau County authorities. Informal proposals to use the ground after the World Cup finishes for a portion of this season's MLC matches to sustain interest in the game were seemingly unworkable. MLC's Ray Kinselas are also pressing ahead with their Fields of Dreams in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, D.C., and New York. They are supremely confident if they build them, people will come. The United States destroyed Canada's bowling after a slow start to overpower their neighbors by 7 wickets in the opening match of the 2020 World Cup in Dallas on Saturday. Aaron Jones muscled 10 sixes in an unbeaten 94 from 40 balls to propel his team to 197 for 3 from 17.4 overs in reply to Canada's 194 for 5. There was historical significance in designating this fixture as the tournament's opening game. USA played Canada in the first international cricket match in 1844.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more inspiring stories from the world of sports.